Grover Cleveland's journey to the presidency was unusual. Born in New Jersey in 1837, Cleveland did not come from a privileged background. His family was large and his father, a Presbyterian minister, struggled financially. Cleveland's formal education was limited. Despite these challenges, Cleveland possessed a strong work ethic and a commitment to public service. He studied law and became a successful lawyer in Buffalo, New York. He gained a reputation for honesty and efficiency as sheriff of Erie County and mayor of Buffalo. Cleveland's reputation for integrity and his success in local government propelled him into national politics. In 1882, he was elected governor of New York. As governor, Cleveland continued his focus on reform and fiscal responsibility. His reputation as a reformer and his image as an honest man in a time of political corruption made him a popular choice for president. In 1884, he was elected as the 22nd President of the United States. He was the first Democrat to win the presidency since the Civil War. Cleveland's first term as president was marked by both significant achievements and intense political battles. He believed in limited government and fiscal conservatism. He vetoed numerous bills that he considered extravagant or unconstitutional, earning him the nickname Grover the Good. One of Cleveland's most notable accomplishments was his reform of the civil service system. The spoils system, in which government jobs were given to political supporters, was widely seen as corrupt. Cleveland signed the Pendleton Civil Service Reform Act in 1883. This act established a merit-based system for many federal jobs. Cleveland also took a strong stance against monopolies and corporate influence in government. He signed the Interstate Commerce Act in 1887. This act was intended to regulate the railroad industry and prevent unfair pricing practices. While Cleveland's reform efforts were praised by many, he also faced criticism. His opposition to veterans' pensions and his handling of labor strikes alienated some voters. Nevertheless, Cleveland left office in 1889 with a reputation as a principled and effective leader. In the 1888 presidential election, Cleveland faced off against Benjamin Harrison. The campaign was contentious, with issues such as tariffs and veterans' pensions taking center stage. Although Cleveland won the popular vote, Harrison won the Electoral College and became president. After his defeat, Cleveland returned to New York City and resumed his law practice. He remained active in politics, however, and continued to speak out on issues of national importance. He criticized the McKinley tariff, which he believed would harm American consumers. As the 1892 election approached, the country faced an economic downturn. Many voters blamed the Harrison administration's policies for the recession. Cleveland, with his reputation for fiscal responsibility, emerged as the Democratic nominee once again. Section 4, Second Term, Economic Storms and Foreign Policy. Cleveland's second term was dominated by a severe economic depression known as the Panic of 1893. The panic was triggered by a series of bank failures and a decline in railroad investment. It led to widespread unemployment and social unrest. Cleveland's response to the Depression was guided by his belief in limited government. He resisted calls for government intervention in the economy. He believed that the best way to restore prosperity was to maintain a sound currency and balance the budget. In foreign policy, Cleveland faced challenges in Latin America and the Pacific. He intervened in a boundary dispute between Venezuela and British Guiana, asserting the Monroe Doctrine. He also withdrew a treaty that would have annexed Hawaii, believing that the Hawaiian people had been wronged. Section 5, A President of Integrity. Throughout his 2 terms, Grover Cleveland remained true to his principles of honesty, integrity, and limited government. He was known for his personal frugality and his commitment to public service. He believed that the president should act in the best interests of the nation, even when it meant making unpopular decisions. Cleveland's presidency was not without its critics. His opponents accused him of being too conservative, too willing to side with big business, and too reluctant to use the power of the federal government to address social problems. However, even his critics acknowledged his honesty and his dedication to his duties. Cleveland's commitment to principle over popularity earned him the respect of many Americans. He left office in 1897 as a respected elder statesman. He retired to Princeton, New Jersey, where he taught at Princeton University and wrote about his experiences in government. Section 6, Legacy of Reform and Restraint. Grover Cleveland's presidency left a lasting impact on American history. His emphasis on civil service reform helped to reduce corruption in government. His efforts to regulate monopolies laid the groundwork for later antitrust legislation, and his commitment to fiscal responsibility set a standard for future presidents. Cleveland's presidency was also a time of significant change and upheaval in American society. The country was undergoing rapid industrialization and urbanization, immigration was on the rise, and social tensions were growing. In the midst of these tumultuous times, Cleveland provided a steady hand at the helm of government. He believed in the power of the American people to govern themselves. He trusted in the wisdom of the Constitution, and he dedicated himself to upholding the highest ideals of his office. Section 7. Grover Cleveland's Enduring Impact. Grover Cleveland's presidency, though now over a century in the past, still holds valuable lessons for Americans today. His commitment to integrity, his belief in limited government, and his dedication to public service remain as relevant as ever. Cleveland's story reminds us that leadership is not about popularity or self-promotion. It is about courage, conviction, and a willingness to do what is right, even when it is difficult. It is about putting the interests of the nation above one's own. Grover Cleveland's life and presidency serve as a testament to the enduring power of character, integrity, and dedication to the common good. He stands as a reminder that even in the face of adversity, one person can make a difference.